Basically, this is Sky. And we already heard that maybe OpenAI was pressing pause on the use of Sky.
Yeah, absolutely. So just the other day, OpenAI stopped using the voice, at least for now, and users would, if they tried to use it within like the ChatGPT app, for instance, they would hear a different voice called Juniper. I do think it's important to remember these voices, and the Sky voice in particular, didn't just launch. They actually launched last year in September, which Scarlett said is around when, or is the same month when Sam Altman reached out to her and asked her if she'd be interested in presenting one of these voices with her voice.
And she decided, after a lot of thought, apparently, not to provide her own voice. Now, all of this, of course, goes back to the fact that there was a movie, years old now, called Her, where Joaquin Phoenix plays a part that falls in love with an artificial intelligence, well, chatbot, basically, who happens to be voiced by Scarlett Johansson. Interestingly, we saw Sam Altman, just while the announcements of ChatGPT 4.0 were launched, he put in a post just literally Her. But he says it wasn't based on Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of tricky, right? I mean, you're tweeting her, and everybody knows what you mean by that. And I guess you could say, oh, well, it is an homage, but it sounds like she didn't want any part of it. So I think it's going to be really interesting to sort of see what the next move is, either from OpenAI or from Scarlett Johansson's camp. As far as what happens next, I mean, will this voice come back? I don't know. It's another actress, but it did sound quite a bit like her. I think a lot of people would agree.
And to be sure, OpenAI have tried to make clear how they found this voice. And it was found a year ago through 400 applications, and they managed to find these 5 voices they eventually went with. But there is another actress who just so happens to sound a bit like Scarlett Johansson, who now might not get paid for the use of it within the app.
Yeah, I mean, I think we also need to keep in mind that this is a real person's voice that is being used to train a voice model. So I have no way of knowing how much modification has been done to the voice. You know, they would have recorded probably quite a number of samples of this person speaking. And then I'm not really sure what kind of tweaking they would have done to present the final actual voice. So it's possible that there was some work done there. Maybe they just need to change the voice a little bit. Maybe they need to retire the voice. Maybe they're going to say, you know what, this is not her voice, so we're going to keep using it. It'll be interesting to see what happens.